I am doing some leather working in the garage. Let me get this camera mounted up here. Move on over here to the stone. All right, I think we got that oriented just about right. Let me adjust it just a little bit. I think that's pretty good. All right. So what I'm making is a crossbody bag, okay? And I just brushed it down with some water because I'm going to do some stamping on it. But just to kind of catch you guys up with the design, so this would be a bag that you could wear across. You could, hey Mike, how's it going, buddy? That you could wear across your chest like this. It'll have straps like this that run over the shoulder and come back around the front here. These are pretty popular these days. I'm experimenting a lot with this design. This is my own design here. To be dead honest with you, I'm not sure once I get the strap around it if it's going to sit right on the body. But you know, that's what's kind of fun about it. We're just going to kind of experiment with it. But the initial, let's call it the carcass or the main part of this, is just one piece of veg tan leather. I did moisten it so I could kind of soft it and mold it around the shape I want. So it will sit like this. I'll probably have 3 snaps, and then you would snap it open. Oh, there's my live. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Right here is the gussets. They're a little hard to see, but I stamped a little design in there, and I got the holes punched for the threads. And these, I'll probably still have to do a little trimming up, but these will essentially sit like that. So if you guys can kind of see it. So let's go ahead and start doing some stamps here. See how this thing turns out. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you guys here is this is recently a knife sheath I made. So a friend of mine made this knife for me a number of years ago, and I didn't make it a proper sheath. So I just made a sheath like this. I did a little bit of my own stamping there. Nothing. There's a few errors, but it was a nice practice piece. And then this is made to be inside the waistband. So you would stick it down inside your waistband, and this clip right here would sit on the outside, and the knife would kind of sit canted like this. And surprisingly, it's actually it stays in your waist like this. I think I might have misspoke and said cross biddy. If I did say that, I meant cross body. So this is a bag like this. So we've seen these. Now this is an unusual shape. I'll give it to you guys. This is something I'm just trying out. But it's, you know how people take the fanny packs that you would normally wear here, and then they take them and they'll just kind of put the strap around their body, and the bag part will kind of stick, you know, kind of like roughly right in this area here. This is what this is. Now I know it's an unconventional shape, and when I'm done, I'll show you guys why. But yeah, we're just gonna give it a shot. So let's go ahead and do some stamping on here and see how it turns out. All right, let's see how I want to orient this. All right. was not planned. That was not planned. We're okay though. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find a right way to position this so I can kind of see exactly what I'm doing and show you guys here. Let's try this here. There you go. That feels more where I want it to be. Oopsies, I messed that one up, didn't I? That's all right. There we go. Found for me, sometimes you get kind of a little rhythm. Sometimes, fortunately, it takes a little bit for me to get that rhythm. All right. Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Troy, I am making, I was telling everybody it's going to be a cross body bag. So the one that you got from me, it's going to be it's going to hold the same kind of thing that yours does, just a totally different design. So it's going to be kind of elongated like this, meant to kind of sit across the body. This is kind of my design, and I'm using a few experimental things. When it's all said and done, I'm not sure if it's actually going to lay on the body. What I mean is position on the body like I'm hoping it will, but hey, that's what's fun. We're going to give it a little experimentation and see how she does. So kind of messed up the first part a little bit, but that's okay. So if you guys can imagine, and it's folded over like that, that is kind of the pattern. And you see how it goes all the way from what will be the flap, matches up right there. So we're going to keep going. So I kind of messed up a couple of these beginning ones a little bit until I got my rhythm down. I'm going to say right now it's probably my mistake, but I'm going to try to line this right up over them and give them just a little tap to kind of make them a little bit more defined, or at least some of these. So it's probably about, let me just try this. All right. All right. Not perfect, but coming along pretty good. So let's go ahead and hit these two outside ones here. All right. There we go. That was a good one. You guys see this okay? I think you can. Let me see if I can actually move this camera in just a little closer. Let's see what we got here. All right, guys, let's see. Let's see if this is any better here. Is that better? Someone throw in a little comment there. Let me know. Oh yeah, that was a nice one. You guys hear that one? You know, it's weird when you do weird things. My hand is kind of cramping up from just holding that. It's just funny. You know, I know the stamping's kind of old school, but I gotta tell you, I mean, what a difference it makes. I was showing this little leather sheath I made, and I mean, my stamping is all messed up here. It's not great, but you know, I'm just kind of getting back in the action here. But it just adds so much depth to it. I just really enjoy that. Troy was asking, how did I learn leather work? Just YouTube and trial and error. So there is a ton of leatherworking channels on YouTube, and you know, a lot. There's just fantastic. I don't know if cinematography is the right word, but video work. Let's say that of a lot of these creators, and watching it is kind of just relaxing unto itself. And I don't recall exactly how I got into watching them, but I started watching some, and you know, you just start learning, you know, little tricks of the trade here and there. One thing that always fascinated me is leatherworking. A lot of these channels are from other countries. Korea seems to be a big hub of leatherworking. Japan, and then a lot of the kind of Eastern European countries, Lithuania, Poland, Romania. There's a lot of channels. They just off the top of my head here. There's some U.S. channels too. Don't get me wrong, but it's really interesting to watch some of these channels because there's a lot of things in leatherworking that just is what it is, but there's also a lot of very unique styles. So don't get me wrong, there's crossover between all the countries, but there's also very unique styles. So long story short, just what they call it, YouTube U, right, for YouTube University. And but what I really appreciated about it was, number one is you can get away with really inexpensive stuff. I mean, most of leatherworking is just hand tools. So it's now don't get me wrong, little knives and stuff. Don't get me wrong, some of the hand tools, higher end stuff can get pretty expensive, but it's pretty affordable to get into. But I really like just the styling, just to see what different countries and regions, how they did things differently and what they did like, and there's just a richness to leather products that I just really enjoy, and kind of like the campers, it allows you this infinite, creativity in terms of modifying whatever you're building. So I mean, for example, this bag I'm making right here, this little, I guess it does kind of look like more like a wallet than anything, but this is just my own design, something I thought about. Like there's a chance it's not really going to work out too well. But that's okay, I mean, we're just having fun, just playing around, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll maybe learn something and move on. I guess you probably didn't ask for all that. Sorry about that, Troy. But YouTube U. YouTube U. I don't want to get this too wet. Ooh, work on those hits. There we go. That's a good one. All right. Oh, sorry. Almost there. Almost there. All right, let's see, Troy, what are you saying here? I had a great Leatherman here in Texas, made awesome stuff. Poor guy passed away. Miss watching him work and create things. Hard to find people that still make leather goods. Yeah, you know, I think in the U.S., from what I could tell, definitely seems to be fading. Like I said, I think I don't know for sure, but I suspect in Europe it's still pretty popular. But I don't know. I could be mistaken on that. I'll tell you what seems particularly rare is what we're doing here, the tooling. Um, that my impression is that was a real popular thing back in the day, but I'm not saying it's not out there, but it doesn't seem to be as prominent as a thing. But man, there was some fantastic artists. Um, and like this design I'm putting on here, this is just you know my design. I mean, it's you know this is kind of what makes it fun, right? Like just kind of go at it, you know. All right. So a little blotchy because some of it's still wet, but you guys can see. I mean, that really dresses it up nice. You know what I mean? That really dresses it up nice, nice, nice. So just a little design. Cut this little I don't even know what you call this little tooth pattern here, just for fun, kind of angled in the sides, just for style. All right. So now you guys are gonna have to bear with me because it's gonna be a little bit of figuring. So I got the gussets made. Got the tooling done on this that I want to get done. But so what I'm going to do though is I'm going to have the straps. I'm going to try something new here. Some of you guys might think I'm crazy, but I'm going to pull 2 straps from the front on this side and 2 straps from the front on this side. So they're going to actually weave underneath this a little bit here. And they'll come out into like a little metal ring right here, which will be the single strap, the the single strap that would ultimately go around your back, um, or you know, around your shoulder here. So before we assemble this, though, I got to do a couple more things, and 2 of those is I kind of need to figure out these straps. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the camera out, and some of this is just gonna be kind of going back and forth, trying different stuff out. So just bear with me here. All right. Ugh, okay, sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I like that. It's gonna look real sharp right there. All right. I got some scraps of leather over here. Let's see what we can do. All right. Let's see. All right. So I think I'm going to use this hardware. I think they call that like an antique bronze or something. Okay. Now, again, this is an experimental design. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but my thought process here is you know I want this to kind of sit in this position and not you know not want to always slide down. So what I'm going to do, plus to kind of keep this minimized, I'm going to put the straps on the front. Now this won't be very heavy for what's in there, but the idea being is you know, because it's on the front, it will kind of pull this tight against you. I don't know if it's going to work out. We're going to give it a shot. Okay, so I happen to have pre-cut stuff this thick. We're going to use some of this. I hope it's showing up on the camera, man. That tooling really just adds something to it. Makes it just a little bit of dimension. That's not even a lot of it, or a lot of tooling either. All right, let's see. Satisfying, isn't it? It's one thing I like about leather working. There's no rule book. You know, just kind of play around, do what you want. I mean, that's actually ultimately not true, but you guys know what I mean. All right. All right. So what I'm kind of imagining here, let's flip it around like this. So this is the top, this is the lid, snappy snap, right? So on this inside lip, and I'm figuring this out real time here, guys, real time. So my thoughts are, let's see if this idea would work. I don't know, this might not be a good one here. These need to probably just be just a little bit smaller. Maybe if we tried this. So probably rivet this like this. And then okay, so that, rivet those like that, rivet this like this, and then see that flat spot on the top there? Maybe that, so the strap, for example, maybe this one. this would attach here, and then this would be the piece that goes around the back. I'm not sure this is going to work. Not that I'm messing around with it. Let me actually see if I have some bigger rings. These are, if I could get some that are, I think they make some that are a step bigger. Let's see what I got on hand here. All right. Excuse me. All right, I think we found some bigger ones here. All right, so these were this was the ones that I was going to use, but this one is the bigger size, so you guys can see that's bigger. I think that will work out a little better. I know it's a little hard to visualize. Some of this is style, you know, just create a strap system that's a little bit unique, but also there is some functionality, and the idea here is, you know, the straps on this are going to go directly out from the sides, you know, instead of like most bags where they kind of come up at an angle, right? And the idea is that it would be truly crossbody and sit right here. But I would, in addition to a little bit of style for these straps right here, I kind of want to incorporate these little pieces of hardware because I'll allow a little bit of movement here. So when you go to wrap it across your body, you know, you get a little bit of movement. That's the thought process, at least. Okay. So yeah, something like that. Now the question is, do I want it that long though? Let me think about this here and see if there's a pro or a con to being a little bit on the long side. I'm going to shorten these bad boys up a little bit. All right. We're going to just try just kind of an arbitrary length here. I don't want to go too short. Let's go right here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. This is the length I'm going to go with. All right, close enough. Close enough. Oops. All right. All right. All right. These are good enough. Okay. Now, what we need to do is, I don't know. Let me think real quick here. Okay. So we're going to throw 2 rivets. I think a button snap will, I don't think it's going to interfere with that. There's 2 rivets overkill. Let's see. Maybe just 1 rivet. So I think this, what I will carry in here is not super heavy. I think we're going to be okay. Plus that 1 rivet will allow a little bit of movement here. Okay, but I also have one other thing I got to think about here. What did I do with my other gusset? There it is. I don't want to lose those. All right, let's think here. So if that follows that, it's going to have a little bit of a bend. It's hard to imagine, but that's going to look really sharp right there. All right. Let's see here. What I'm working on here, it's a little hard to explain. So just kind of bear with me for a moment. Okay, so I'm going to need to do something here. We're going to do 3.5. Then, see, that will attach like that. Will attach like that, and there'll just be just a little bit of stretch. Yeah, I think that is gonna look stellar. Okay. All right. right. So we'll use a little hand punch here. All right, so we got the right tool, got a rivet. We know where we're gonna go, but what I do want to do is, okay. So this piece right here is going to wrap around this strap where it wraps around this little ring right here. Now we could leave it the full thickness, but this leather is pretty thick, so I'm actually going to thin this down. This, I was telling you guys, Asia is a real popular place for leather working. And this was made in South Korea. It's a pretty nice, I don't know, skiving. Skiving is what you call it, skiving knife. So. Of course, don't want to do too much. This knife is super sharp, so this is something you definitely want to always cut away from yourself on. It's got a chisel grind on it, which is so sharp. I don't know if you guys can see right there, but we're actually thinning that leather just a little bit, so when it flips over onto itself, it's not so thick. You guys see what I mean? A better man could get it thinner, but I'm going to stop right there because I know my limits. I know my skill limits. And that's going to be fine for what we're doing. Might have got that one. Now remember, we only, well, we could skive both sides, but I don't need to. Okay. Got those two pieces thinned. Let's do this one here. It's tempting to want to hold that front end, but I'll slice my finger right off. I mean, not right off, but that would give you a nasty cut I don't even want to think about. I'm being bold on this one. See if I mess it up. Oh, I did just fine. All right, so we thin these up so where these wrap around. Now, always keep a leather strap right near here. I'm just going to give this, just keep it sharp. So much easier to keep something sharp than it is to have to sharpen it. Doesn't take much. Let's get that burr down. Oh yeah, that is one sharp knife right there. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to poke some holes for what will be the rivets, but we're not going to get there just yet. We'll have to finish all this stuff in terms of put the dye on there and all that kind of thing. All right. I'm putting this rivet in backwards. I'm doing it just so you guys kind of see what this will look like here. Now keep in mind, my little experiment here may not work out as well as I think it will. We're going to give it a shot. Now, like I said, I got these rivets in backwards because just demonstration purposes. But you guys can kind of see how that is, and for context, this lid would wrap around over the top like this. You guys see that? Like that. Okay. Hopefully it's made. I wouldn't blame you if that didn't make any sense, but trust me. Trust me, trust me. Yeah, maybe don't trust me. All right. Do you guys think we should throw some stamping on this? Someone throw a comment down there. Let me know what you guys think. That's how that piece will wrap around that ring there. So you guys can see why I thinned that out. Ooh, looks like I'm actually going to run out of battery here, guys. Something's going on my phone. My battery power has just been kind of crashing a lot lately. Well, I'm gonna throw some stamps on here, just to kind of spruce these up a little bit, give them a little bit of pizzazz. Right? Did I just say pizzazz? I did say pizzazz. I don't know why I said pizzazz. Oh well. Gives it a little bit of spice, right? A little bit, makes that look kind of nice. So one thing about veg tan leather, if you get it a little bit wet, it becomes pliable, and you can kind of shape it into a shape you want, like that. Or these gussets, these were a flat piece, and I got them wet down the middle and just kind of hand shaped them, and then when they dry, they relatively speaking kind of stay in that shape. right. So we will call it for this live. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And maybe next time you guys will see this finished, or we'll do another live and maybe assemble it. In the meantime, though, I got the back strap to make. I'll add a buckle to that. I'll have to punch the holes for the gussets to be sewed in, and then I'll finish this. So I'm gonna go ahead and dye it like a brown color, and we'll go from there. But all right, guys, thanks again.